So there's a lot of good stuff that pops up at the rack stores. And here lately in the trips I've been making, I've been seeing a lot of stuff pop back out in the wild that I haven't seen in a while. So in this video, I wanted to highlight a few hidden gem cheap fragrances that are just out and about once again at the rack stores that I think are worth checking out if you come across them. Stay tuned. So it's only natural that I start with my most recent rack store pickup, which completed my original Penguin line, and I'm talking about Rocks by Original Penguin. This one's got a very juicy apple, and it's got a boozy nuance to it, even though there's no boozy note. It's kind of strange, because after I did my first impressions video, I looked at the note breakdown online, and the apple made sense, the fruitiness I was getting, but I didn't see a boozy nuance. It was kind of strange. It's a little powdery. I don't know if the cypress is playing tricks on me or what, but the note breakdown didn't lend me to believe what I was smelling. But it's kind of a, you know, somebody in the comments actually said it and it made sense. An apple martini type of smell. I can agree with that. That's kind of similar to what I get in the opening. Not a real long lasting fragrance, but they're out for $10.99 before taxes. For a 100 milliliter bottle, it doesn't smell like everything else. For being some cheap fragrance, it kind of does its own thing, and it does it pretty well. Not a real strong performer, as a lot of these cheaper fragrances, hidden gem cheapies, will be, but it actually smells really, really good. You get a few hours out of it. I mean, I can't tell you what you're going to get with your skin chemistry on this fragrance, but based on the sprays that I put on my arm for that video, it was about 4 hours, which is about what I'd expect for a fragrance I paid $11 for. Actually better than I expect for a fragrance I pay $11 for. Really, this entire line's good. Ice Blue being my favorite. I wear that one out the shower all the time. A great woody aquatic. And Reserve and Nightcap being very, very good. Sweet, spicy, fruity type of fragrances. Really, really good stuff. If you see those, snatch them up. Really, this whole line. If you see any of these, they're worth it, because they're always under $15. And right now, Rocks is popping up. It's only 11 bucks. And it's definitely a hidden gem in my opinion. With the short amount of time I've spent with it, I can confidently tell you it's a hidden gem cheapie that you should not pass up if you see it out at the rack stores. Once again, that's Rocks by Original Penguin. So a lot of people like the way Dior Sauvage smells, but they don't want to spend the kind of money it takes to get Dior Sauvage. Well, this is kind of a cross between that and Coach for Men. It's kind of how I would classify it. And they're out. I've been seeing them a lot more. In my last rack store hunt video, it popped up. The last time I went to Marshall's, I saw it. The last time I went to a different Marshall's, actually, I saw it there as well. I'm talking about John Varvatos and Nick Jonas Silver. I think this is a fantastic cheap fragrance. You can get this 75 ml for $25. And like I said, it's kind of a cross between Coach for Men and Dior Sauvage. It's got a little bit of both going for it. In the beginning, I smell Coach for Men. As it starts to dry, I smell more and more Dior Sauvage. It's not some super long-lasting fragrance either, but get about 5 hours with it. It's beautiful. It's got that fresh, citrusy, soapy shower gel type of appeal up top, and ambroxany kind of smell. It's beautiful. It smells great. It's going to get you a little bit of attention when people can't smell you. It's got about the performance of Coach for Men, to be honest with you. That's like a 5 to 6 hour fragrance. It's right in the same vein, and it's actually a little bit cheaper from discounters than Coach for Men. Don't sleep on this one. Honestly, I think it's the most versatile of the three from the Nick Jonas line from John Varvatos, with Crimson probably smelling the best of the three. But it's kind of, it's sweet and spicy and geared towards the cooler months, whereas this can do it all. This is a do-it-all. This is signature scent worthy. This is going to appeal to a lot of people. It's the most mass appealing in the line. And for 25 bucks, it's kind of hard to beat. Like I said, it's way cheaper than getting Sauvage. It's even cheaper than getting Coach for Men, and it's a little bit of both, to my nose, in my opinion, anyways. And again, that's John Varvatos and Nick Jonas Silver. Now, I actually had somebody ask me about this one today, as a matter of fact, in the comments, and it's one that doesn't get talked about much. Hell, I don't even talk about it much. I forget I have it sometimes. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's a very good fragrance. It's underrated, very underrated. I talk about Hollister Wave and Hollister Wave 2, but what about the love for Free Wave? It's the biggest bottle I have of the Wave line. And honestly, it's kind of the best one. Not a strong performer again. 3 to 5 hours depending on your skin. I get around 4 hours. This one, it's fresh. It's aquatic, very, very aquatic. It's fresh, spicy. It's got some ginger going for it. It's got a little bit of a C note, aquatic kind of vibe going as well. There's some iris in here, but it doesn't make it overly powdery. It's not the waxy type of iris. Don't think Dior Homme or anything. It's a very fresh and slightly powdery iris, and it's not one of the main notes. It's a supportive note. You can get it I get it a little bit early on, and then it kind of fades away, but it's a lot of ginger and C notes is what I get from this one. So it's crisp, it's bright. Crisp is a really good word for this one, actually. Fresh, spicy, but not overly fresh, spicy, and marine and aquatic. Beautiful. It's actually a very beautiful smell for being synthetic, for being a Hollister fragrance. Like I was saying yesterday in one of my videos, Hollister makes some pretty good fragrances, at least for the Wave line. I can speak about that because I have all three of them. Very, very good. This one's popping up. I saw this in my last rack store hunt at TJ Maxx as well. I do see this one quite often. I saw it at Marshall's recently. Don't sleep on this one. It's not the Invictus Aqua style, Versace Mano Fresh style like the other two. This one, I don't really know what to compare it to exactly. It's going to remind you of a bunch of different fragrances. It's more of a vibe and a genre, but for the 15 bucks you're going to spend, under 20 bucks, I mean maybe 20 at the most, for a 100 milliliter, which this is, it's a good fragrance. You can spray it heavy. You can be very liberal with the sprays. It's not going to choke anybody out. It's not going to overperform, but it's not going to underwhelm either, in my opinion. For the 20 bucks or less, depending on the bottle size, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a hidden gem. It's one that nobody really talks about. It's one that you're not going to smell like everybody else. It's a fresh and clean fragrance, so you're not going to offend anyone. Nobody's going to think you don't smell good. You're most likely going to like it. Worst case scenario, it can be a great gym fragrance for you, a great casual, kicking it around the house kind of fragrance. It's solid. For under $20, it's definitely solid. And if any of those accords really resonate with you, I would say give it a chance when you come across it. Don't sleep on this one. Definitely a hidden gem cheapie that's out at the rack stores right now. It's Hollister Free Wave. One that I feel it's my responsibility to shed light on now that it's showing up at the rack stores again, because it's been like a year since I've seen it show up at the rack stores. I'm talking about Aramis Adventurer. You know, this is such an olfactory treat to me because the seaweed's so believable in this. Nothing synthetic about it. You're going to spend 25 bucks on a 3.7 ounce just like this, and I think of being at the beach in the Gulf of Mexico. I think Panama City Beach, Florida. I think Biloxi Beach in Mississippi. I think Galveston Beach in Texas. I think Grand Island, Louisiana. When I smell this, I think being ankle to knee deep in that salt water of the Gulf of Mexico. It's that believable. That's where it takes me when I smell it. Beautiful aquatic fragrance that gets zero love. I've had this one for about 2 years now. It's one of the first reviews that I did on this channel. If you want to see my full review on it, just type in TLTG Aramis. It'll pop up. It's my only Aramis review. I haven't done a full review on Tobacco Reserve. It's been featured in a bunch of videos, but I digress. Off subject there. This is underrated. This is a bona fide hidden gem. This doesn't get any love. It's a decent performer too. It's a 5 to 6 hour fragrance. It's in that average range. And the projection's got some strength to it, especially in that first hour. It's pretty heavy in the first hour. Then it starts to get a bit closer to the skin after that. I would say once you're getting into that 2.5, 3 hour mark, it's pretty close to the skin at that point. But you do get some pretty good projection early on. And you're not going to smell like anybody else because this doesn't smell like any other fragrance to me. It smells like Aramis Adventurer. It's a unique, fresh, marine aquatic. And I stress the word marine because it's salty, so salty and bitter from the seaweed. Anytime seaweed's featured, it gives a strong marine aspect where you can really picture salt water, you know. And this one, definitely good for that. Definitely a hidden gem that you can get for cheap. In a big bottle, 3.7 ounces. Not a little bottle. Aramis Adventurer. So I finally started seeing this one pop up again. It's one of the flankers for the Tommy line from Tommy Hilfiger. It's Tommy Into the Surf. I actually did a full review on this one with Chad from A Gentleman's Journey last summer, early last summer. And is it some incredible fragrance that's just gonna blow you away? No. Definitely not. Is it extremely pleasant and fruity with a little minty quality to it? Very aquatic, beach vacation type of fragrance? Yeah. It's all of those things. It's an average performer, again, that 4 to 6 hour range. Nothing special. Six hours is pushing it, but you know, spray your clothes for sure with this one. It's light enough, it's not going to stain your clothes. But man, does it smell good. This is a playful fragrance. It doesn't take anything serious. It's not one you're going to want to dress up. It's great for beach days, vacations, hot summer days in general, warmer spring days. If you're in a hot, you know, the southern region or a hotter climate, you're experiencing some, you know, rather warm days right now. You can definitely pull this one out. And it's 15, 16 bucks for a 100 milliliter bottle. And it doesn't smell like everything else. It's a little on the generic side, but it doesn't remind me of too many specific fragrances. It takes elements from this, that, and the other, and you can think of certain fragrances. I don't have any perfect examples right now to give to you, but it's decent. It's decent, and it's not one that gets a whole lot of love. It gets pushed to the side. There's so many Tommy flankers out there that show up at the rack stores that most people don't give it two thoughts and just move on. Don't pass this one up. Tropics is decent too, word to the wise. White box with the green palm leaves or whatever on it. That's a decent one too. But I really wanted to highlight Into the Surf because I've been seeing this one pop up. Tommy Into the Surf, hidden gem. Save some money and you'll smell great. One that, in my opinion, when you see it, is a must buy if you don't have a bottle. Sean John, 3 a.m. Beautiful fig leaf fragrance, a little bit of leather, super fresh, and one of the best atomizers in perfumery. It's awesome. It's Dior level type of stuff. It's a really good fragrance, really underrated and really cheap. You can save some bucks and smell great here. 50 ml like this, $12, $13 all day long. Hell, I bought a sealed 100 milliliter bottle from Burlington for $12.99 not that long ago. So I have a double this size 100 milliliter bottle I paid $13 for from a rack store. Hidden gem, cheapy steal. I've been preaching that for a while now. Don't pass this up. Is everybody gonna like it? No, there's a chance you won't like it, but it's unique. It's a unique fragrance. I don't have anything else in the 600 plus bottle collection, going on 700 bottles at this point. Haven't counted in a long time. Of fragrances I have, this doesn't smell like any of them. It smells like Sean John 3 a.m. It's another one that's very unique for what it is. It's cheap. It's not a beast performer. Average to slightly below average depending on your skin, but you can spray it heavy. You can enjoy it. It will turn some heads for you when people can smell you. I'm not saying it's some mega compliment getter, but it can pull some good attention for you. At least in my experience. I have gotten a few compliments in times that I've worn it. Great out the shower scent, if nothing else. I like to wear this one out the shower, and it's great in the high heat. Don't pass this one up if you see it. Please, for me. Do me the favor. For me, if you're looking for a great cheapie, don't pass this one up. Sean John, 3 a.m. In my opinion, I really can't say this because I haven't tried all of them. Because I know there's somebody in the comments going to say, oh, well, Terra, whatever one, or Solaire is better than that. And you might be right. I don't know. I haven't tried it. But Camuto Homme, that's a damn good fragrance. I can't say it's the best one, but I mean, of the ones I have, which is the regular Vince Camuto Man, the black bottle, Eterno, the white bottle, and Homme, the blue bottle. It's definitely my favorite. This is great. This is underrated. It's a hidden gem. 20 bucks will get you a 50 ml at the rack stores. I keep seeing them lately. The last several weeks, I've been seeing them. It's really good. Gin and tonic type of smell. Fresh citrus, crisp, bright, fresh, spicy, compliment getter. Average performer, 5 to 6 hour fragrance. This is good. This is really good. Dare I say, great fresh fragrance. Underrated, no love. Barely any love. I take that back because I know Chad, bringing up Chad again. Shout out to you, Chad, if you're seeing this. I know he posted this as his scent of the day. I think he's got a 100 milliliter bottle. Posted it as his scent of the day a few days ago on Instagram. So I know Chad's got some love for the Vince Camuto line. He posts them pretty regularly. He wears it on a regular basis. And I saw he wore it the other day. And yeah, it's good. It's really good. More people should try it. More people need to get their hands on it. They are at the rack stores. Marshall's especially is where I see it the most. 20 bucks will get you a 50 ml bottle. It doesn't smell like all the other fresh fragrances because of that gin and tonic smell that it has going for it. It separates itself a little bit. Not the most unique fragrance in the world, but value for your money because it's a decent performer. Doesn't smell overly synthetic. It is a strong compliment getter. It just flat out smells great. Bang for your buck hidden gem cheapie right here with Vince Camuto on. Then the last fragrance I want to talk to you about today, I did feature in my Fresh and Green Spring Fragrances video because I like to wear this one specifically in the spring. The Fur Balsam is very dominant in this one. I think the color green, the juice is the color green. It's Guess Man. This one pops up. I went to Macy's backstage this past weekend, kind of a discount Macy's store that's on the bottom floor at this Macy's, and I saw gift sets of this with a 100 ml for right around 25 bucks, and I debated on grabbing it. If I was lower on this bottle, I probably would have grabbed it. Because this is some underrated stuff right here. Is it synthetic? Yeah, absolutely. Cheapie. Hidden gem cheapie though. Great, great, great green spring fresh fragrance. I really like this one for spring especially. Of course it works in the summer, but it's so springtime fresh to me. When something gives me the color green, I don't know why, I just associate green with spring. It's just the way I am. I've always been that way. And below average performer, nothing special. 3-4 hour fragrance in that aspect. Maybe 5. I would definitely spray my clothes with this one, but you can go heavy on it. I love the way it smells. Dare I say you probably will too. Doesn't smell like everything else. Another one kind of just smells like Guess Man. Based on the note breakdown, the way that it's blended. If you spray it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Another one that deserves attention. Maybe don't pass this one up next time you see it because it's definitely a hidden gem. Another one that gets no attention and deserves it, and it's perfect for the season that we're in currently. Great spring cheapie. Guess Man. Well guys, that's the fragrances I wanted to discuss with you today. Until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried any of the fragrances that I discussed in this video? These are all straight up hidden gems. All of them can be had for $25 or less. They're right in that sweet spot for cheapies. Some of them super bargain bin price range like Sean John 3AM, $13 range. The Penguin fragrances, $11. Hidden gem steals, I'm telling you. Rack store, super steal finds. There's so many ways I could say this. Give them a chance. Worst case scenario, if you don't like them, you're out a few bucks, you're bound to find somebody around you that'll take it off your hands for the few dollars you spent on it. But most likely you'll really enjoy these. Give them a chance next time you come across them at the rack store if you haven't already. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the fragrances I featured in this video today and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.